Now this is the culminating piece of our earlier study. So remember, we looked at creation and we said creation was Trinitarian, that the Word and the Spirit, the Son and the Spirit are the two hands of the Father. And then we looked at the Imago Dei and we saw that we were created not just for rationality, not just for rule, but for relationship with God. And then we looked at the structure of the soul and we saw that we're heart-centered creatures. And then we looked at sin and we saw that there's this inward curvature of the soul, that we have wrong desires, distorted loves, misplaced affections. And so then we're asking, well, what's the solution? How is this solved? And according to Romans 5:5, the solution is our greatest need is God's love. Because we have distorted loves, remember? So our greatest need is God's love. And that love, according to Romans 5:5, is applied to the very center of our soul, our hearts, because we're heart-centered beings. So our greatest need, God's love, is applied to the center of our soul, our hearts, by the love of God Himself, the Holy Spirit. Isn't that a beautiful picture? It should cause us to pray, God, please apply your love afresh to my heart today through your Spirit. God, please apply your love afresh to my heart today through your Spirit. And so we ask, what does it look like to have a heart-shaped ministry? What does it look like to minister in a way that reflects biblical anthropology? And here we see part of the rest of the picture. A heart-shaped ministry will involve God's love poured into people's hearts through the Spirit. Let me say that again. A heart-shaped ministry will always involve God's love poured into people's hearts through the Spirit. That's their greatest need. Now, of course, as soon as we say that, we realize we can't control it. It's the Spirit's work. It's not ultimately our work. But isn't it a great vision for ministry? Isn't it a great goal for your preaching or your teaching? Isn't it a great aim for your relationships with others, for your daily encounters with people? Imagine if before you preached or taught, you prayed, Lord, would you use this sermon to pour your love into the hearts of people through your Spirit? Imagine if when you left the house in the morning, you prayed, Lord, use me today to pour your love into people's hearts through the Spirit. Ultimately, the Spirit isn't some spiritual battery pack. He's not some force. He's not just some giver of spiritual gifts. He's the third person of the Trinity. And He offers us fellowship with God Himself.